want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight to help welcome Coach Wes Bell, his wife Rebecca, his oldest son Gavin, and his youngest son Chase to Cameron. I've got to know Wes over the last few weeks and his family, and I'm super excited for him to get started, not just in football, but just being in our school. He's got about 2 decades close to it, football coaching experience, most of it in college.
Makes me feel good.
Most of it in college at Missouri Western and Central Missouri State, in the last 3 years at El Dorado. So I know with Coach Bell we're getting a very genuine person, and he's going to care about all the students at Cameron High School and all the programs as well. So with that, Coach Bell.
Appreciate you. Wes Bell, good to meet you. Thanks for coming. I know it's kind of a quick notice thing, but I wanted to get up as quick as we could. Wish we could stick around forever, but most of you have teenage boys, and I've got 2, so that, we haven't eaten dinner yet, so they're going to get hangry in about 35 minutes, and it'll be a nightmare on the ride home. So I wanted to reintroduce this to my wife, Rebecca, and go ahead. She's like, if it wasn't for her, we'd still probably live in Winfield, Kansas, so I'm eternally grateful. My oldest son, Gavin, is a senior right now, and he's heading up to Northwest. Don't hold that against me. I tried to get him somewhere else. I'm going to have a hell of a time wearing green, but I'll get there. And then my youngest son, Chase will be, he's a 7th grade now. He'll be an 8th grader in the fall. So super excited to be here. I'm really thankful for the opportunity that I was given by Cameron High School and the admin to come up. 1, to just get an interview, and then 2, to actually get offered the position. So I'm excited to be here. I chose Cameron. I wanted to come here. A friend of mine reached out. I've got some connections to the area. I was telling my wife the other night, I think the longest I've ever spent anywhere in my life living was kind of in this region. I spent, close to well over a decade over at St. Joe. So was fortunate to coach some really good kids from this town and this school. So I'm excited to be here. I'm going to go through some things real quick. Parents, I'll talk to you a little bit at the end. There's kind of some important dates. We're going to hit the ground rolling pretty quick. It'll be a little bit of a hectic summer, especially personally. My wife had a minor breakdown last week. We're trying to figure out, okay, where am I going to live starting in May? And we may not have a house till the end of June. How are we going to pull that off? So it is what it is. She's a stud. She'll figure it out for me, and I'll just do what I do. So again, appreciate you being here. You're going to hear me, and your kids will hear me talk, and the kids will hear me, and parents, I want you to hear me. We're going to talk a lot about the process here. It's something that I grew up with in coaching, and it's something that I've always kind of been tweaking with and toying with, kind of established it where we were at. It's kind of rolling, so I'm pretty excited to get it going here. So we'll start with our foundation here in our process. It'll all be discipline, work ethic, and toughness. Then we'll work on some mental strength stuff, and that'll be from basically day 1. And how long that takes will depend on your kiddos. Might be a couple weeks. My previous place, our warm-up took us about 2 hours for about a week just to get the discipline and the detail. And that's the accountability and the bar that we'll hold them to. So I want you to understand what we'll do with them. But once they get through it, we're rocking and rolling. And it just kind of progresses as we go down. And how quick it goes, I don't know. It's all about the buy-in of the young kids. When I say kids, it's parents too. I've got 2 teens. I know how important parents are at the house. I know that. Okay, so it's how quick can we all buy in, we all get going in the same direction. Hopefully the sooner the better. If it happens really, really quick, we're rocking and rolling pretty soon. If it takes a while, then it takes a while. And there is no exact timetable or formula. So I'm excited about it. I've seen it work at the collegiate level, and I've seen it work at the high school level. So I'm excited to bring it here and kind of get rolling. I feel like a weirdo. I had a clicker, but apparently it broke. So some things that you'll hear me say, you'll see me tweet or any of that kind of weird stuff. I'm a big hard work pays off guy. HWPO, I'll put it all over social media. It's important to me because it's how I was raised, it's how I played, it's how I've coached, that's what I expect of players. They're going to work really, really hard. So they will. It'll happen. Our brand is going to be pretty detailed with what we do. And I'll talk with staff later and kind of get things going. But micro-minute details are things that we're going to focus on. And it'll probably make the kids crazy. They're going to come home and say, this guy's crazy. He's restarting the warm-up because people are a centimeter over the line. Well, it's not done right. I want it done a certain way. And there's a reason that we want it done that way. So that'll be everything from the warm-up to the playbook. It'll just be, everything will be done to a certain standard. So we can get into all this later. It's just, our purpose here is not really to win football games. That's what I told my previous places. I used to tell it to parents when I was in recruiting. My goal is not to win state. That's a byproduct. My goal is not to win a football game. That's a byproduct. Our job is to help your young kids develop within what we're doing and overall. If they do that, then the success is an absolute byproduct of what we're doing. It'll come. It'll come. How long it takes, who knows, but it'll come. So that's kind of giving you a real quick synopsis of what we do. These are 4 pillars that I'm pretty steadfast to. And I'll talk with the staff and we can talk with some seniors and some captains. But, I've been talking about for the last 3 years, fast, physical, discipline, and finish. Some people, when they hear fast, oh God, coach, I don't run a 4.2. I don't need a 4.2. I'll take a 5.2 flat kid that runs a 5.2 40 every single rep all day over the 4.2 kid that runs it once, and then he's a 5.2 the rest of the game. Give me the 5.2 kids. Give me a consistent 5.2 kid. I'm saying 5.2. I hope we have some faster kids than 5.2. You know, I'm not saying let's aspire to be a 5.2. There's nothing wrong with it if you are. But I'd be a little bit excited if we had something faster than 5.2. Does everybody know what I'm talking about when I say 5.2 40? I don't know that I could run that. There was a time I thought I could. Rich, you saw me when I was a little younger. I was a little more, a long time ago. Physical, we'll do that stuff. We'll teach you that. And I know when people hear physical nowadays, especially in the game of football, heads and this, our technique and your attention to detail with technique will make you physical. Promise you. The way we teach you how to do things will make you physical. Okay, I've seen it now for 3 years. Again, I was at the collegiate level for a long time. And kids come in ready to rock. I mean, it's a different level. The high school level is a little different, but I've seen at the place I was at, a place that hadn't, they had more over seasons than 500 in the last 20 years. Okay, so they weren't very good. I watched that group of kids buy in and become super physical. To where at the end we had ranked teams in state not wanting to play us anymore just because we're physical. Okay, so it'll get there. The detail and technique will make us there. Discipline, that's on you. Pretty super easy. You're going to do things the right way every single time. And it's just because that's the way it's supposed to be done. And we'll hold you to that standard. No shortcuts, no excuses. I'm a big no excuse guy. I'll be the first one to own it if I screw something up. I'll hold the staff to the same standard. I'll hold the kids to the same standard. Just don't make an excuse. I'd rather a kid come up and say, Coach, I just screwed up because I didn't know. I screwed up because just shoot it straight. Don't make an excuse. That's a big one at home. My wife sometimes gets mad at me. She'll tell you. Do the same thing with them at home. Don't let them make an excuse for stuff. Hold them to a standard. Hold them accountable. They'll get it. Promise you they will. Promise you they will. And then finish, and we'll teach them how to do that. And notice when I say finish, I just want them to execute to the fullest of their ability. Everybody's ability is different. Everybody's different. Not everybody's that 4.40 kid, right? So just the absolute fullest of your ability. I apologize, it's kind of messed up a little bit. 3 types of teams, and we'll talk about all this later, but I just kind of want to give you, I'm going to throw a whole bunch at you real fast. Bad teams, nobody leads. We've all been there. You've seen that. You got some negativity stuff. Average teams, coaches are the ones doing it. Coaches are the ones that are doing all the barking. Coaches are the ones that are holding kids accountable. Your elite teams, your great teams, players take care of that. I've been a part of that 3 times. It's the funnest I've ever had. 2012 at Missouri Western. Rich, you were around then. Coach's job was to not screw it up. That was all my job was. Don't screw it up. Our players took care of it. Been a part of that 3 times. That's hard to get to. But that's kind of the goal, get to where players take care of it. Simple little quote that you'll hear me say. Pretty easy. Great teams behave like great teams. You're going to be an average team, and you're going to allow your teammates, you're going to allow your son or daughter. Do we have any girls on the team? No? I had 2 this year. It's a little different dynamic. Okay. Not saying that's a good thing or bad thing, it's just a little different. Don't allow your sons to be average. Don't allow them to be average. Don't allow your teammates to be average. Pretty easy. How will you know it's working in camera? Pretty super simple. When our best players are our hardest workers, when they're our grinders. It's easy. Their voice becomes our voice. Their successes go way beyond the field. Okay, it's one thing to win football games. It's another thing to sit with the kid at lunch that sits by himself all the time. And you do that because you're just being a good human. So whenever that stuff starts going, that's when you know the coach will get it. Where I'm at right now, we're in year 3. I can walk through the lunchroom and I'll now see kids doing it. I don't have to remind them every single day to go do that. They just do it. Right, so that's when you know the culture's starting to get in the right direction. So pretty excited about that stuff. That's a big deal to me. I don't have a whole lot of rules. I know it seems like a lot, but I don't have a whole lot of rules. I just ask players to be team first guys. We're going to move you around, put you in some different spots, be team first guys. Trust that we're going to just try to figure things out and put kids in the best positions to help the team. Okay, not everybody can be the show pony. Be on time, be committed, no excuses, compete. Don't embarrass yourself. Usually I say don't embarrass your last name because somebody gave it to you. Somewhere along the line that thing meant something. Don't embarrass that, and then don't embarrass the team. That's a big broad one, right? By design. Okay, just don't embarrass us. And then communicate, just talk. Don't be scared. I know I'm big. I still work out a little bit. I know I'm bald. I got a little bit of a beard. I know that. But come talk. It's okay. Yes, I can get a little intense at times on the field. But off of it, just come shoot the ball. Right? I'm a husband. I'm a dad. Okay, I'll listen to you. I usually ask kids, and I probably you can't really see it. I ask kids kind of this 3 questions. You know, I'll just move a little bit. Is it important to you? Is it just, I just want to win it, or is it super important to you? How important is it? Everybody can do this. You know that, right? We all know that. Everybody can talk. Oh, coach, I want to do this, but I'm going to come half the summer. Coach, I want to win, but I only want to come twice a week. Coach, I got to do this, right? How important is it to you? If it's important, what are you willing to sacrifice to do that? And I'm not just talking football, I'm talking to the best of your ability. If being the best that you can be is important to you, what are you willing to give up to do that? You're going to have to make some decisions. If you're ready to make that sacrifice, can you stay the course? Can you do it when things are hard? Can you do it when everything's stacked against you? Okay? What are you going to do to stay that course? Okay, and those are just 3 things. We'll talk about all that later in team settings. A lot of this is just kind of for parents and kids so you see it, but I've got to I break it down how you can look at commitment. I know it's hard to see, but all the way down at the bottom you've got resistance, so they just don't do anything. Well, you're going to lose. You've been on a team where kids aren't doing what they're asked to do, or they're in the locker room being late, you're going to lose. Right? We've all seen that. You're going to lose. Reluctant, that's usually your average teams. They're going to hesitant to do what they're going to do, they'll give you about half effort. Kind of do it, but the second they leave the locker room, they're chirping or they're not bought in. Okay, you're going to be average. You know, that 3 to 5 win season. You start winning from there up when people are first as compliant, when they just kind of do what's asked. No more, no less, but they're doing it. They're not griping, but they're doing it. Okay, then you'll start winning a little. Once you start getting up to the top 2, they do what's asked, they're going above and beyond, they hold themselves to a standard. It's not just the coaches holding to a standard. Then you start winning pretty elite. And it just goes on to when they go above and beyond and they start pulling others that direction. Okay, I keep hearing there's 3 or 4 athletes that, you know, they play basketball all and they can help you win football games. Get them out. You want to win games, they're the best athletes and go to get them out. Or send them to talk to me. We had a kid where we were just at, my oldest can tell you, he's a basketball-only kid. It's the only thing he did, 3 years. Was always about honorable mention, maybe second team. Came out as a senior, never played football before in his life. Okay, never played football before in his life. He had 3 MIAA football scholarship offers, Hayes, Emporia, and Washington. Now, he didn't jump on him because he still thinks he's basketball. Then he just sat with me, it was last Friday. Coach, can you still give me that football? I was like, no, bro. Sorry, that's not how this game works. Because all I have is JUCO for basketball. I can call him, but now you're going to have to walk on. Right, so it's basically what I'm getting is get the basketball kids out. Or get them to me, I'll talk to them. It's not for everybody, but I'll try. Okay, it worked out good for that kid. Pride points. I think my wife's got a bunch of papers that I can give you if you want to kind of read how this works. What we do with Pride Points is it's a simple accountability piece that we've used the last 3 years, and then I used it my last couple years at collegiate level. Everything we're going to do is going to be earned, and it's going to be based on the amount of points that you acquire during the summer. It's my way to hold kids accountable in the summer. So every day that we lift in the summer is worth a certain amount of points. You make it the whole week, you get points. Every camp that we go to or every practice that we have, that's all points. You want to get your first pick of the jersey, come to everything. You want to be dead last or be dead last as far as picking up your equipment, then don't come to it. Still want you out, but you're just going to be at the bottom. Okay, I'm one of those, whatever jersey number you had that's in the past, everything from today on is earned. You wore number 7 last year, better be at everything. You better be that top 15 to get picked first. Doesn't matter senior or freshman. Everything will be earned from here on out. Okay, and it's all based on these points. I'll have a big spreadsheet, I'll share it with the kids, so they'll always know where they're at. Always know where they're at. Then we carry that into the winter. How many workouts are you making? I reward them for good academics. Take points away for bad. Reward you for playing other sports. I'm a big multi-sport guy. I used to recruit, gentlemen, parents. I recruited for 20 years. I wanted multiple sport guys. I didn't want a football recruit that only played football. Used to wear me out. What are you doing the rest of the year, bro? I'm training. Oh, you ain't. You're going to the line. You're doing some. You ain't training. Why aren't you competing? Right? So we'll reward guys for that. So it's kind of a built-in deal that I'll get with Coach Lim, Coach Gordon, and we'll kind of hopefully get it going athletic department-wide. So I'll explain more of that as we get going. Parents, and again, I'm not lecturing. Everybody does their own thing in parenting. God dang, there's not an exact science. I screw up, probably once a week. I did scare my oldest last night, which was not a screw up. You know I was going to share that.
Yeah, you got that.
Oh, it was fantastic. I was hiding. He comes sneaking in. I jumped out. Fight or flight. He's a flight guy. You know? I'm glad he's that. I stayed low so I didn't want to get cold. These are some things that I'd recommend. I do it with our kids, and it makes my wife sometimes crazy. It's okay to fail. It's okay to not do well. I tell mine all the time, if you gave it everything you got, you're going to lose some. I've lost some. You're going to lose. That's okay. Don't make excuses. Don't let them make excuses. I don't let mine. My youngest wants to come talk about some coach. Like, son, don't talk to me. I'm not your coach. I ain't going to make excuses for you. You go talk to that man. You got an issue, you go talk to that man. I don't know, there's sometimes I'll step in, but don't make an excuse. Accept praise, failure, accomplishments, defeat, and consequence, all the same. Just accept everything the same. We'll talk about some neutral thinking, and we'll do some stuff with them to kind of help. Teach them to not give up or don't quit. There's a time to do that. My rule now is if you start something, you're going to finish it. You want to quit after it's done, then quit. The odds are you probably won't. Okay, don't let them do that. Help us teach them to respect their teachers, respect coaches, respect those above them. We do it. I do it with mine. We're going to preach it in the program. Try to keep that going with us. I kind of talk about this. I tell my own sons this. Don't expect to win a bunch of championships if you're not cranking out that effort. It's part of that talk thing. Everybody wants to be the best. You know, the place I'm finishing at right now, I sat down with every kid. What's your goal? Coach, I want to be the best. Okay, cool. Then I'm going to text them when they miss a weight. Okay, well, if you want to be the best, you can miss 2 weights already. Is that talk or what kind of, is it a fantasy or is it a goal? And there's a big difference there. Pointing fingers is a true character flaw. Do your job, take time, reflect before acting. The last 2 are kind of us, and what we're going to try to help do in this is be a good human. Treat others, with some grace and caring, and we'll get into all that later. I don't want to sound like sob stories. But as I age, I am softening. You'd have never thought you heard me say that stuff back in the day, right? I was the most out of control guy on the field there was. I've got a Remind app already started. Does everybody know how to, have we used a Remind app before? There's ours. As soon as you go, I'll start saying it. I'll ask parents, obviously put yourself as a parent, athlete, put yourself as an athlete. I'm a flood you with info. I'd rather way overdo it than be that coach where, you know, parents are mad because they don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna constantly pester, remind. Summer calendars, I'll put all that out there ASAP as quick as we can get it to you. Anytime we change something, I'm gonna try to get it to you ASAP. Generally, once we get in the rhythm, I'm pretty steady, but I'm gonna try my best to always keep you in the loop, because I have a mama bear at home that I have to listen to when coaches are coaches.
I
and they're
promise
running.
you will be told
There you
everything.
go.
Because nothing's more irritated than when they just tell the kid and then you have no clue.
Right?
Because you kids are terrible. You just think, oh, it's okay. I need to eat tonight. I forgot everything he said.
Teenage boys aren't very smart. It's okay. So I'll generally tell them stuff they're supposed to tell you. They don't say anything to you, and then I send it out. Everybody got that that wants it? I'll do a team website. I've actually gotten pretty adept at Google stuff, so I'll make a team website. We'll have 2 team websites. I'll give one team website to the parents. There'll be a QR code that'll have our calendar on it, camps, there'll be waivers, there'll be camp waivers, all that stuff will be on there. And then I'll create a recruiting website that for my school I'm at right now, I usually send twice a year. I'm gonna send it to about 582 colleges and universities in the region. Okay, so I'll break it down. I think my website right now for recruiting's got 23 and 24 kids on it. I don't go too deep unless, do we have any legit Division I kids as sophomores? If you're a legit Division I kid as a sophomore, then I'll put you on there as like a 25 class. We don't where I'm at, so I just have the 2. Again, I'm gonna pester guys. I'm gonna work hard to get our kids recruited. I'll work hard to get you out, okay? And we'll sit down as a family, kind of do ideas, options. Here's kind of where to look based on talent and that stuff. So I'll help you out as much as I can there. All right, here's probably the most important thing. And again, feel free to take a pick if you want. We're gonna check out equipment. A helmet's on May 23rd. And when I say we're gonna move fast, we're gonna move pretty fast. We're gonna have an offensive install May 24th through the 26th. That's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now that's gonna be based on when the people that are gonna come help me install can do it. They will be here, it's just it might be a little bit later in the day. Normally I'm a morning human. I like to get all this stuff done before noon. This may be a little bit later so we can get our summer school kids and potentially get our track guys there. Okay, so those that are still doing track. So I'll get you the time there. That next week we'll do the same thing, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that'll be a defensive install. Okay, and again, those will all kind of, I apologize, I don't like it. We'll have to kind of be a little bit fluctuating with time. I don't know exactly when we're gonna start yet. Right now, weights are scheduled to start June 6th. I know we're gonna go early, we'll be 6:30 to, I think it's like 8:30 or 9. I think we're gonna go 6:30 to 8:30. The middle school will go 8 to 9. Do we have any freshmen here? Is that just a couple? First year, you're gonna be first year? First year.
Going to be freshmen.
Going to be freshmen. Nobody yet? Okay,
All at track meet.
junior high track meet. So I'm gonna, for those of you varsity sophomores, when we start in the summer, sophomores and up, you'll be in the weight room at that time. I'm gonna have freshmen do a little bit different. Just because there hadn't been a middle school program yet, lifting, correct? I'm gonna start those kids different. We're gonna teach them how to do what you're going to do. Plus, it gets kind of them out where we can be a little more instructional with what we're doing there as far as Olympically with them, and treat the old dogs that have hopefully been doing it for a little bit, know what they're doing. We can correct some little things, and then you're kind of doing your own. Not saying you won't see them. You will see them. But it's just, we want to do the weight room a little bit. Let's see, there's some other camps that we're doing there. I've got a friend that's over at St. Joe Central. He's gonna come over twice and bring St. Joe Central. We'll camp against those guys a couple of times. So But I did want to get you at least the 24th through the 26th, and then that following Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, then we'll rock. Those will just be helmets. It's a fast install, both sides of the football. We are going to go up to Northwest Missouri State, do an overnight camp. Parents, I think it's going to be $135 per player. That's as cheap as I can get them to do it. They can't go any cheaper because it'd be an NCAA violation. Apologize. We did save about $25 a kid. But I think we'll leave Friday, get there Friday, have a practice Friday evening. I think there's 2 or 3 practices Saturday. Then we'll see where we're at. If we want to have another one Sunday, let's rock and roll. If not, let's pack up and roll. But it'll be a good deal. There will be some big schools. I do want you to know that I did ask them to throw us in against the best. So I got no issues with that. So we'll be playing a couple big boys from Omaha, like Omaha Bird. We'll be rock and rolling. I think Liberty North's going to be there. I'm not afraid of them. Don't be either. With what we're going to do, we'll be okay. Plus, it's camp, dude. It's like 10 plays. I just 10 plays. So we'll be okay. We'll be okay. If we're not, then real quick practice 2, we'll change that. We'll start going against people a little bit smaller. But right off the bat, Coach Wright, I said, let's rock and roll. He goes, how many you bring? I said, I don't know. But probably enough to go against Kearney and Liberty North, so we'll be okay. We okay with that, real quick? And again, parents, I don't know how many years we'll do the overnight. It was just, I thought that was a good idea. I know that Coach White had said that had happened in the past, and some players were kind of talking about doing overnight and liked it. So that's kind of the one I wanted to get to right now, and then hopefully if it goes, we'll kind of swing and go to other places. Last thing, and it's kind of a little thing, not big, but this process isn't going to be easy. Players, this isn't going to be easy. Okay, parents, it's not going to be easy on your youngsters. It's not going to be impossible, but it's not going to be easy. Okay? It's just not going to be easy at first. Keep them coming back. Players, keep coming back. Keep your friends coming back. Keep your classmates coming back. Okay, the first few days will suck. It is what it is. It's new. You're going to find out right off the bat. I go from this nice guy to, and all of a sudden I'm a prick and I'm mean. And then we kind of, right, it's okay. Just, it's not easy at first. Players are going to be pushed. You're going to be challenged mentally and physically. It's okay. It's good for you. Okay, we're going to push you a little bit. We're going to push you to be the best you can be in about 7 weeks. Then we're going to keep pushing you all fall. And then I'm going to be hounding you all winter. Why are your grades so bad? I'm a study hall guy. We'll start doing the study hall before school if you got D's and F's. Okay, it's high school. You need to have a 3.0 plus and about a 25 ACT. Do that, I'll get you anywhere you want in the country. Okay, without money. Okay, and then we start throwing in some athletic aid, you can go to school for free. Okay, so if I had to guess, Cameron's probably not like the Ivy. It's not hard. I know it's probably hard for you, but this isn't hard. Okay, everybody ought to have at least a 3.0, and we'll work on that. The other thing I want you to hear me say, it doesn't matter about your past as a team or as an individual. It doesn't matter. Everything starts fresh from essentially now on. Really the 24th on. So the past really doesn't matter, okay? But it is a little nerve-wracking, right? Players, you don't know me. You know, the uncertainty's a little unnerving. Me too. I never lived in Cameron. I've never worked with any of these humans. I never worked with this staff. I never worked with these men. All right, so there's a little bit of that unnervingness. It's okay, I got it too. It's not that big of a deal, okay? I understand it, but also I want you to hear that truth from me. Okay, it's going to be a little bit tricky. Okay, it's going to be challenging at first. Super easy path. We're going to define it for you early. We're going to set up the steps necessary early. We'll take care of all that early, okay? I want you to make this, I want to make this clear, and I want you to hear me say this, okay? You're the one that's lifting the weights, not me. Now, I'll lift on my own. We as a staff, we aren't doing it. You're the one that's doing the running, not us. You're the one that's going to have to learn new offense and new defense and new words and new language. You're going to have to do that, okay? Not me. Everybody with me there? Okay, that's on you. You're going to have to make decisions. Do I want to keep coming up every day or no? And then the final part of that is you're also the one that's going to have to look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day after a Friday night, at the end of the season. You, not me. Okay, not me, because nobody will outwork you, promise. Okay, that's the bad side of doing the collegiate thing. Your coaching staff's not going to get outworked. End of the Friday night, you got to look yourself in the face. You got to look in the mirror. Did I do it? Did I do enough? Okay, if the answer is yes, then we're going to rock and roll, and it'll happen quick. Okay? Again, super excited to be here. Super excited to be here. Okay? Super excited you showed up. Can't wait for the opportunity for us to start. Okay, and I know, man, don't be freaked out. Okay, everybody stands up. Yeah. Don't be freaked out. Okay? It'll take a little bit. We'll get adjusted to each other, and we'll start having a heck of a lot of fun. Okay? Appreciate you coming out. Questions, comments, concerns about anything? Parents, gentlemen, fire away, because I'm open book. I'm not very good at holding anything back. No? Might be the fastest team meeting I've ever had in my life.
I told him, I was like, we still gotta drive home, so stay on task.
36 minutes? That's pretty simple. Yes, go ahead. On the school website? Well, that's a tech question. That ain't for me. Boom.
As soon as we get time to things finalized and everything, I'll get there.
Good question. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that. My man. Be 6:30 a.m. We'll go 6:30 to 8, I think, with the high school guys. 6:30 to 8 or 6:30 to 8:30. I can't remember what I put. And it will start June 6th.
Can you go back to that, Ryan?
Back to what?
To remind me.
Oh, the remind?
Thank you.
Yep. Weights in the morning, practice in the evening. Like a double day? No, I like to try to get everything done early. Ideally, what I like to do is like Tuesdays, I'm a big fan of Tuesdays. Let's have some folks come over. Like St. Louis Central's going to come over here because we have turf, they don't. All their games are on turf, they're not on grass. So they're going to come over here, which I'm cool with. Not only do we not have to travel, but we're going to thump the 6 of them. And I told my buddy, get ready. We're going to get after it. We got 30 kids or 50. Bring your 120. Here we go. You have to come over and play on turf. But I like to get all that done. I like to have you have a summer. Be done by 11:30 as a kid. Same thing with the staff. I like the staff to be done. Right? Because summer is supposed to be summer. What else? Fire away, gents. This is about the one time you get. I'm just kidding. That's it?
What if they have previous camp scheduled, like a already scheduled with books and it has a conflict?
Go to it. Yeah. That's why I was getting here late. I know there's a wrestling camp, I think June 20th that evening, but that won't interfere. I think Wisconsin, they'll miss, I think one day here that Monday.
Doesn't affect anything.
Do what?
It doesn't affect anything.
Wisconsin won't either?
It's at the end of June.
Yeah, but it'll mess up like that Monday of weights or something.
Maybe weights,
thing.
yeah.
So it's go. All I have to just have whoever talk to me and let me know so that way it's. The Northwest one I'd like to get pretty early so I can get, like, they're already asking me for numbers. So that's when I've already told them, hey, relax, we're new, so we'll bring up what we bring up and just kind of bear with it. So I think we'll have a little grace there. But consistency will be key in the summer. I'm going to give you young lads a pointer, okay? And you don't have to listen to me. I've just been doing this almost longer than my whole life. The first, week and a half is going to really suck. You're going to find out real quick you're not in very good shape. You're probably not as tough as you think you already know. We're all tough men, and we bow up our peacock feathers, all that stuff, right? Please keep coming. You're going to be sore early. Please keep coming. The pace that first 3 days of offense is going to be incredibly high. We're going to throw essentially, not all of it, but we're going to throw about 75% of what we're going to do offensively at you and see what sticks. Okay, don't stress about it. Part of that's to see, okay, who can adapt on the fly mentally? There's a method to it. Okay, we're going to throw that on. We're going to do the same thing defensively. Okay? And then when we start rocking and rolling the weights, we're going to throw a lot at you. It's going to be tough. It's going to suck. I'm not going to lie to you. It's okay. You'll get through it. Just keep coming. Parents, make them keep coming. You won't regret it, I promise you. And if you do, you can call my wife. We good? appreciate you coming out, folks. Excited to get her. See you in a little bit.
I mean, what was it like introducing yourself to your future players?
It was good. It was good. We had a good number of kids, and excited to be here. It's kind of short notice for both of them, but that's okay. Glad to be here. Glad they showed up, and we'll probably, we'll say a lot of the same stuff all summer. So
I was about saying, your son's going to be a part of the school
Yep.
program. I mean, you're investing yourself, your family. I mean, does that kind of raise the stakes a little bit, or is that always, when you're a coach, it's always a family investment
stakes are
like
always
that?
there, and family. If your family's not in, then you're probably not going to coach very long.
Yep.
So, my oldest will be here, and he'll help out as much as he can this summer. He's been in it, been with me, knows what we're doing. My youngest will be here and be involved. So it's a family affair.
And one more question, because I got a lot from when you were talking to your players, but when you see these players for the first time, I mean, sometimes you look at their structure and you start seeing the potential in them. What was it like meeting them and saying, this guy might be slotted for this spot? I mean, did you see yourself doing that a little bit tonight?
I try to stay very, very impartial early. Let's see them move around. Let's see what they can do. Let's see who can mentally pick it up physically. So, good-looking group of kids, no doubt. Excited about it. So, we'll see what happens.
I was about saying, how do you feel about it, just jumping right into it and getting to work so fast?
That's the way it works. I mean, it's I kind of reached out to Matt and those folks, and I wanted to get here as soon as I could to get here and get it going. I don't want to lose any time. So we're going to start late May. I might be ping-ponging around town from house. I may be calling you for a place, but we'll be all right. We'll get it done and get it going.
All right. Well, hey, man. Well, first of all, how do you feel about meeting your new coach tonight?
I like him. Sounds like he's ready to get to work.
And how do you feel about just jumping right into things? It just seems like he's got a plan. I mean, how do you feel about just, like I said, jumping right into the process so quickly?
Yeah, I'm ready to get, he's ready to get working. I'm ready to get working. And I think it's probably going to be better for us to go ahead and get seeing things early, not have to do it later.
All right. And kind of what are your plans for the season? I know you played a little bit of running back last season. Kind of what are you looking to do in the off season to improve yourself?
Yeah, I'm focused on doing the weights in the morning, maybe even own stuff, working on footwork, just other drills that you can find online.
And one more question is, how excited are you for the new football season, especially starting this new regime like this?
I'm really excited. Actually, I'm really excited.
And I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. Yeah, I'm just ready. I'm ready to get to work.
All right. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you. Thank you.